Introduce it. Yeah, welcome, guys, man. Oh my God.
Hamza at 104 seconds in.
I can't believe it, man. No, I have to do this today, man.
Oh,
I've been speaking for a long time, man.
It's scary. It's looking troublesome.
Injury crisis. Injury, literally, man. Like literally, injury crisis, man. I can't believe I just saw this. Like, why? I can't believe it.
And Ben White's out there hanging out on the beach playing Uno, laying on a beach towel, making his tan even more terrifying.
This is the thing. This is the thing that people don't know, man. That's the problem that we have. Frank, I don't know. Like these players, I have to say one thing. It's about why do City players need to play international friendly for their country? Like literally.
That doesn't matter.
Why? And I'll come up for the players if it's coming up sad for some of the players. I'm very harsh. Like John Stones is a great player. But how long has he been missing for us?
Off and on a majority of the season.
And who pays his wages? Man City. Like we pay his wages. He's been off for some time. He's just come back. And he's played England against Brazil. And then he gets chosen now again for this game. Like literally a guy who's just come back from injury. It's pathetic. Like, and then you're right. And then you got Ben White saying, I don't want to play for my country. I am happy. I don't care. I don't like my country anymore. I live in this country. I pay tax. I don't care. I was born in England, but I don't care. And you got John Stones there putting his heart out. I don't care, Hamza. I don't care, Crank. I don't care, Man City fan. I know you guys are paying my wage. I know you guys are supporting me. But I'm going to play 100% effort for my country. And that's what you get. That's what you get. Even as we speak now, Phil Foden's still on the pitch.
At least he's on the bench. At least he's on the bench. But yeah. I mean, let's look at England's who should be playing. Like there's Jared Braithwaite who's back there just chilling. But other than that, there's Ezri Konsa, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez. I mean, that's the problem. Joe should have been relaxing. Why are all these old before global competitions? Shouldn't you be trying and experimenting, seeing what you can do with some young players? Like, why do we have John Stones right before a very important match? And I understand the players, they always want to play. They want to play every single game. You can't hate him on it, but Stones has an injury problem. We know what it is. We still love him. But he's so important to our play. Yes, we're City. We'll be fine. We'll win. But there's a sense of calm in our possession. Just feels so much more smooth when he's on the pitch. So I'm a little worried. Kyle Walker, he came off as well. I know KDB is still kind of battling something. Akanji had a little bit of a niggle himself. It's not great. It's not great.
I just think that, the problem is about that loyalty. Our players are too loyal for their countries. They're loyal.
Yeah.
Like our players really love their country. They don't bottle it. They want to play for their country. They want to win major competition. They're in the pedestal. They want to be remembered as a great player. And then you go friendly against Brazil. Stone's been injured. He comes back. You pick him. Why is Braithwaite not playing? Why is Joey Gomez not playing? Joey Gomez is a nobody. He should be the one trying to impress against Brazil. He should be the one that's saying, why don't you get me into that squad? Why don't you get me into the squad and let me play? Why did Southgate give those chances to those guys? John Stone's going to go. Walker's going to go. Foden's going to go. I'll be honest with you, Crank. Have you ever seen Saka injured? Never. I've never seen him injured. Arsenal players, Magalhaes is injured for his country. Saka's injured for his country before the game's kicked off. Yeah? Look at this. It's a joke. And then our players, there you are. They're the first one to put their hand up. If John Stones doesn't play on Saturday, and he's not even fully fit if he plays.
Yeah,
Now
I don't think Pep's going to play him. I don't think Pep's going to play him. You know how he is. He's very like scary about that thing because he's going to at least need to see him practice. And if they're injured, they're going to need to rest a little bit. I wouldn't want to make it worse, especially like Grealish is the perfect example. And at least he'll be back, right? He'll be back.
He'll be back. But is he really fit? Big up.
Yeah. Yes. Shout out to everybody. All the comments.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, I was so angry. I was so angry. I was like, you fool, why are you playing for your country? You've just been injured. You've been sick on us, man. He's the guy that we need. I said, we need Stones. We need Rodri. We need KDB. We need Haaland. Haaland's out there, injured, coming off training. He still wants to play for his country today. He still played for his country yesterday. They don't want to pull sickies. And then this is what you get. Pep must be angry. If I was Pep, I'm upset. What?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, he's losing.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. I'm sure he is already talking to Southgate right now. But the problem with this, even though Arsenal are kind of getting away with multiple of their players being injured, and that's kind of a thing that I feel like if a bunch of Man City players also were like, hey, we're injured, we can't play before a big match, especially because the way that media loves to spin things that we're doing, I know they'd be like, does Man City think they're bigger than the country?
Yep.
Does Man City think they're bigger than England?
Yep.
And I don't think they could win. You just kind of have to go with it.
Because they know. Crank, you're right. They know. They know that their football club, I was at work now, just finishing work. I wore my jacket. I said, what the hell? I said, I have to do an emergency stream. Like, what the hell are we doing?
Emergency, man, Hamza. It's an emergency, man.
I just
it is an emergency.
I'm at work now.
I'm
at work. I just saw it. I don't know. I was angry.
Man said, I'm taking a break.
Here.
I gotta yell.
Like,
I'll see you in a little bit.
He's going to Starbucks.
All you guys are seeing Starbucks and relaxing, or some eating there, eating all these meals and all that stuff in Jordan, you know.
I already said that before I tweeted it, man. John Stones, there's no way that, fair enough, with Kyle Walker's starting, I understand that, you know, players that might not be as injury prone, but he knows that John Stones suffers with injuries. Surely.
He knows, man.
How many times has John Stones left England camps due to injury? He should know by now that only one game.
Bro, why is Gomez not playing? Why is Gomez not on that pitch? Wallah, why is Gomez? Who should be the one playing? The bums that are trying to impress. Yes or no?
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah. England have this inferiority complex. Yeah, this is what England has inferiority complex. They know their crap. So let's pick City players, because our players, no disrespect, give this country a status. Fact. Like Stones, Walker, Foden, all these players have status. Everyone around the world looks at these players. Treble winners. Wow. Yeah? To try and get his reputation up, play my players. Why is he not playing Gomez? Gomez never done anything for his country. Why is he being called up? Why is Gomez being called up? You have to know you certified. You pick players who are supposed to be going to the Euros, proving you. Why is Braithwaite there?
This is what I mean. Like, he needs to know the players that always get injured. John Stones, Luke Shaw, Harry Kane, those guys that always get injuries, he should know by now.
They shouldn't play.
You shouldn't be playing, especially in friendlies. It's not even Nations League. And even Nations League, I'd be mad. It's not even a Nations League game.
Friendly.
It's a friendly.
And he's losing the friendly as well.
Exactly. You should be playing kids. This is the exact match that you play a bunch of young kids, and then you can be like, look at the future of England. Look how we did against Belgium. And if you lose, then you lose with a bunch of young kids in a match that doesn't matter. But instead, they, like Hamza said, show off the stars, show the big players to make England look good while they're playing against Belgium. Just relax. relax. It's not that serious.
Absolutely. And he's not a player that you should be looking at. Play Maguire. Man United fans don't value him. Man United fans don't care about the guy. Play Maguire. The Man United fans are always cussing. You love Maguire. Play Maguire. Yeah? He's playing all the... He played Pickford. Okay, he's crap. Chilwell, he's crap. Lewis Dunk, who cares about? Konza right back. Why you play my guy in the centre back then? Why you play my guy on centre? Because he felt that he's going to get embarrassed. Yeah? He played my guy. Declan Rice. Gerard Boyd. Bellingham. Why is Foden still playing? Why am I not seeing Conor Gallagher? The guys who shouldn't even be considered to be going. Let them show that they go. Jordan Henderson. Bring those guys. Frauds. James Maddison. Cole Palmer. Paul Palmer hasn't proved that he's good enough to play for his country. Put them guys in and take my guys off. I've got bigger fish to fry out here. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. We got Madrid. We got Arsenal. We're representing this country. What are you doing here? The guy's a fraud, man.
It's one of two things, guys. It's one of two things. It's either that Southgate can't manage these players properly, or the second, it's either that the squad isn't as good as everyone says it is. Because if Southgate, fair enough, I understand that the centre-backs isn't looking good. Like, when you look at the centre-backs, Maguire, Stones, Braithwaite, I understand Gomez. But in a friendly, I can't understand that. In a friendly, Belgium, fair enough, they picked a strong team, but KDB is obviously injured, so they're not playing KDB. They're not playing some of their star players. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing this in a friendly? Why are we trying to outplay Belgium in a friendly? What is it gonna gain? What are we gonna gain? Yeah, are we gonna win the trophy after this? Are we gonna? No. All it proves is this is just for fitness. Pre-season at the start of the season, that's fitness. This is the same thing. And at least with pre-season, at least you go to a different country. You're there. It's a different vibes. You can experiment what you're gonna do for the season. This, I don't understand what this is for. You're not experimenting for anything. You might say, oh yeah, I'm experimenting for the Euros, but really you should already know the team that you're gonna play for the Euros by now. Exactly.
No, I'm bring Conway. Conway, welcome, man.
Yo, big up, bro. I saw you send the link to the group chat, man. Big up, man. Big up to Fairfight. Big up to Crunk Chocolate. I watch your YouTube channel, man. Everyone subscribe to him as well, bro. Big up, man.
Like everyone, man.
Big up, Conway.
Big up, guys. But Hamza, bro, you talking about John Stones, yeah?
We're talking about England playing. Look at John Stones' injury.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, bro. But you see, this is the thing with regarding his injury history as a player. If you look at majority of the injuries that John Stones has had during his career, a lot of them have happened while he was wearing an England shirt. Like, the guy injured his cheekbone, had a couple of groin injuries, injured his hamstring while he was wearing an England shirt. So a lot of these injuries, the fact that they keep on reoccurring is because they happened while he was playing for England. He doesn't really get injured for us like that while he's wearing a Manchester City shirt compared to when he's wearing an England shirt, bro. So the fact that some people within our fan base are getting onto Stones for getting injured at England, fair enough, you could say he could take some of the blame today with regards to the current game that's going on with England at the moment. But to me, it's like a 50-50 thing. I blame Southgate for starting him today when he played against, I forgot who England played previously.
Brazil.
They lost that game.
Full game, Brazil. And we're talking about him coming back Conway from, like, who pays his wages? Us. Like, you play players that's supposed to be impressive. Gomez hasn't got, he's not going to get called up probably. So he's the guy that should be playing today. Brett should be playing. Why is Conor Gallagher not playing? Cole Palmer should be. Those guys are the guys that should be impressive. Kobe Mino, you need to work like a dog in this kind of game. Show us. I want to see you run up and down. Show your country field. But Stones, players are going there, forward. What are we doing here?
Hamza, I think Pep currently is in a huge predicament at the moment. Because if you're looking at the players that are coming back from the international break, like Akanji today withdrew from Switzerland. We don't know the situation that he's in at the moment, and we know how much of a huge player Akanji is to the squad. So we don't know whether he's going to start against Arsenal this weekend. Walker had to leave from a precaution standpoint. I think he's going to be okay for the weekend. But now you're looking at what's our back four going to be. We know Edison McMurray will start. We don't even know what the back four is going to be against Arsenal now. Arsenal are going to have a strong back four coming into that game because Gabriel never went to Brazil. Kyrgios, he's fully fit. Saliba's playing currently against France. Hopefully nothing happens to him because I don't wish injury on any player. And Ben White is going to be fully fit because he never went to England. And now, on our side of the things, from a defensive standpoint, bro, no one knows what our back four is going to look like coming into this game. But I think the confident thing is now we have Josko back into the team. Hopefully he comes back fully fit after the game is playing against Croatia. Kovacic didn't start. He's on the bench. But, bro, we need a fully fit squad in order for us to play these competitions. There's 3 teams in this current Premier League title race, bro. Out of all of these teams, we have the hardest running in. We have the hardest running in the Premier League. And also, Hamza, we're a victim of our own success because we're also competing in 3 competitions. Liverpool and Arsenal can't say that. We're still in the FA Cup. Like, people forget about this. And we need our whole squad fit. So I just hope Stones thing is not. There's just breaking news right now with Stones saying he came back onto the bench. He's walking perfectly fine. He sat on the bench alongside his other England teammates. So that's good news. But we're gonna find out more when Pep does his.
Look at Arsenal players. Biggest fraud, as Frank said, biggest fraud of Ben White. Doesn't want to play. Biggest disgrace to his country. Doesn't want to play for his country. Refused to be called up for his country. Chilling out on the beach, relaxing there, having his nice drink in Barbados, probably, knowing, I'm playing Arsenal. Didn't give a shit about his country. Yeah, he's clever. He said, let me wait for Man City. Well, my players there, who have played most games, in the whole season, have been riddled with injuries constantly. We're the guys that are putting our hand up. Like, literally. And we got a game to play against Arsenal. We know our squad is not that strong. We know it. Yeah, this season. We should be the one that Southgate should be saying, relax. City, I need your players after the summer. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I need your players after the summer. Get our players after the summer. Don't utilize our players. My guy is utilizing my players 2 games in a row. What a fraud he is. Like, if Walker's fit, he'll play. But do you blame those players? Do you blame? Should they have done like Ben White? Because that guy is selfish. Yeah? Should they have done what Ben White's done? Selfish, not patriotic for his country and say, I don't want to play for my country.
I mean, that's tough because who is this assistant manager who's been killing Ben White all week? He's brought him up like 3 or 4 separate occasions, just like, and Ben White, you know what I think about him. So I just don't think the players, like you said, if the players pull themselves out, it's going to be hate. And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to fill a little niggle and then drop themselves 10, 20 minutes into a match because, hey, I came out, I did my thing, I tried. You would like to believe Southgate would be mindful of that and where his players sit with their national teams and all those other things. But ego's a thing, man. These people want to win every single game. These managers, even people are always kind of questioning him. So he wants to put out the best that he can do all the time and what he has available. I hate it. I mean, obviously you hear there's no English accent. I'm an American, so there's no love specifically towards the Three Lions Club. So I don't really care about that. I would love to just have our players coming back. I'll give them back. I'll back against you because you said Man City have the hardest run in. I did just look at Arsenal's run of teams and then City's run.
Yeah,
Arsenal's does look a little tougher. I will give them that.
Do you think they've got tougher running than us?
Yeah, I think so. Because they're either gonna have to play teams like Wolves and Bournemouth, who are pretty tough, and Bournemouth is kind of in that relegation-ish zone. Same thing.
Can I touch on your point? What you've just said?
Oh,
about,
please. Yeah, go for it.
No, because I fully hear you and I somewhat agree with you with regards to Arsenal's run. Arsenal's run is very tough. I 100% stand with you on that. But the reason as to why I'm saying our running is the most toughest is because you also have to take into account the other competitions that we're playing around those other games. Because our squad and majority of our starting 11, they're going to have to be playing consistent games, not only in the Premier League, but also in the FA Cup and the Champions League. We've joined the hardest team that's left in the champs because we're the out of the favourites of the Champions League. It's us and Real Madrid. Everyone knows this. We have to play in the quarterfinals now. And why we also have a tougher running is because of Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace away, and I've said this for a while, in big up to Martin, Mancunian way, we've done a couple spaces with him on Twitter. Crystal Palace away is the toughest game that we have left in international break. And I think people look past this and they look at Tottenham away and other games, Brighton and stuff like that. Crystal Palace away, we play Arsenal, then we play Aston Villa at home, then we have to go to Crystal Palace. The day in which we play Aston Villa is Wednesday at 8 o'clock at home. Then what they did was, from a broadcasting standpoint, because TNT wanted to show the Crystal Palace fixture on TV, they made us play Crystal Palace at London, which is at Selhurst Park, by the way, on Saturday on a 12:30, which means these players only have 1 day rest. And then on Friday, they have to travel to London to make sure that they are on time to play Crystal Palace at 12:30. No other club, when I mean no other club, I'm talking about Arsenal and Liverpool, since we're in a title race with them, have those amount of days to a point where they don't have enough rest for their players. It's only us. We've been absolutely messed up here from a fixture standpoint in how these fixtures have been scheduled, with including the fact that we're playing more competition than these other clubs, which is by far a huge mess up, and the league hasn't taken this into account. So when I'm saying we have the hardest running, and I'm seeing people in the comments disagreeing with what I'm saying, look at the timing of what
That's fair.
of when we're playing these clubs. No other club can say this. I think Liverpool have a fixture which has been rescheduled, but that also depends on whether Arsenal beat Bayern Munich. Because if Arsenal beat Bayern Munich, then Liverpool's players get an extra day off. So this is why Liverpool are actually hoping that Arsenal beat Bayern, because they want their players to get an extra day off. You have to look at all of these stuff in totality, in my opinion. So, because I don't think anyone has to do what we're doing. Like, it's insane. It's insane.
You're right, because if you look at our schedule all the way through May, City play a match every 3 days, at least every 3 days. There's postponed matches that City will still have to make up on top of that, which means it's going to go even longer. We could go 2 whole months with City playing a match every 2 days. It's going to be tight, which is why these injury problems, it's horrifying.
All of them have to be fully fit.
Exactly.
This is when I knew, because 2 years ago, we got to Madrid at home. Stones not fully fit. Walker can't play at home. Remember, Walker doesn't play. Stones plays, not fully fit. We're hooked with dunking on Madrid. Stones had to come off for Fernandinho. We're 2-0 up. What happened?
Oh my gosh.
Madrid come back 2-2. Yeah? We go to the Bernabeu. Walker can play. Pocket Vinicius. As soon as Walker says, yo, I can't play longer than this at 80 minutes, they take him off for that bozo Zinchenko. Zinchenko comes off. Cross comes from his side. Yeah? We're already losing a game. A game that we needed to, I said to City fan, we need Stones, Walker injured for the Madrid game. We need them. This is the most important next 2 months. Like, only 2 months left. Then you can enjoy your summer. 6 weeks.
Can they? They're coming to America.
Yeah, 6 weeks, then you can enjoy. Like, we've needed you. We've given you time off. And to see this, and then we've got a small squad. Look at Arsenal. I'll give you an example. Tomuyasu right back. Ben White right back. Kyo left back. Zinchenko left back. Saliba is there. They got the other guys coming back. Ajax has come back from an injury. Gabriel Magalhaes is there. They got 8 players nearly in defense.
Cedric.
They got many players already. Yeah, already. You see them, and then you look at our team. Who do we have now? Stones injured. Walker's not fully fit. Akanji's not fully fit. So we're talking about City have Ake, Ruben Diaz, Rico Luis, and Vadio.
Hey, don't forget about Gomez. Hey, we got Gomez.
Sergio
He's over there.
Gomez,
He's
exactly.
waiting.
See,
He's like, hey, guys, put me in.
and then exactly. For what? And we're the ones that's going to be playing a tough fixture. Madrid away. Madrid at home. Yeah, European favorites.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's funny Kronk mentioned Sergio Gomez, yeah, because I think Sergio Gomez might even start a game in one of these games. Because depending on, we have to utilize our whole squad. Hamza's 100% right. We need our whole squad fit. We need our whole squad fit. A player like Sergio Gomez might come in and play like 20 or 30 minutes of the second half because a lot of these players are going to be tired. Like, we're going to be playing, if we reach the Champions League final, nearly 20 games from now up until the end of the season. Do you know how insane that is? On top of the fact that we completed the treble last season, playing more games than any other team in Europe. Like, the mileage these players have on their legs, I don't think people are taking it to account. And Rodri right now, who just scored a goal for Spain, he's probably going to complete 90 minutes for Spain right now. And then we're going to have to rely on him from now up until the end of the season. This is why we're such in a predicament.
Hold up for saying that. Let me just say one thing about that, yeah? Big up Rodri for showing Declan Rice that bum that losing to Brazil is not a common thing for everyone, yeah? Spain is beating Brazil. There's level to this game, yeah? They came to your home ground, dunked on them, and now Rodri's giving Brazil a beating and a half, yeah? That's the level. And he's a captain from Spain. He's captaining a young side. Lamal, all these guys are young kids. And there he is, he's dominating again. I'm just looking here. He's absolutely roasting Brazil.
He's been Spain's best player, bro.
Absolutely.
But you know what it is? This whole thing about the injuries, though, yeah, we seen this coming. Yeah, I can't lie. When you are putting a World Cup in the middle of the schedule, the middle of the year, and then you expect the players to come back. I said this at the start of the season. I said, listen, as soon as we won the Champions League final, even as a fan, yeah, imagine you finish the Champions League final, fair enough. Then you look and you see Nations League like a week, 2 weeks later. Then we only have 3 weeks off and we're already in we're already training for the new season. I think it was actually 2 weeks off. Then we're already 2 weeks. Well, we've just won a treble, and then we got 2 weeks off. And then so this is where I got to look at the owners. Yeah, I got to look at the owners and the people that were brought in this summer, and I got to be like, okay, fair enough. Listen, I'm gonna be real. If I'm looking at the signings that we made this last summer, 2 out of 4 have worked. The 2 out of 4, I'd say I'm happy with. Yeah, I'd say Kovacic. I'd say Kovacic has worked, and I'd say Gvardiol. I'd say Gvardiol to an extent has worked, even though he's not a left back. He should be playing centre back, but you know what I'm saying. Nunes is working, but he's gonna need more time. That I'm not 100% like happy with that deal yet. He's going to need some time. And Doku, great start, but he's 21. We should have known this by now. We should have known that he's 21.
What? You guys, okay, I'm not doing this. I thought you, with the melanin, wouldn't be doing this to Doku. I'm not allowing any Doku slander. You guys aren't watching him week by week. You guys just see him running up and down. Pep has changed how he's even using him now. He moved him inside, getting the ball deep, almost like a midfielder, not all the way wide like he does with Grealish. And now that's giving him a chance to kind of turn, look up, see all this pitch, and run. You saw it with it. He needs to work on his distribution to like Haaland, getting the ball up, but it's a lot that he's taking in. Yes, he's 21, but what he is doing, and there are moments where he is physically carrying our team. Like they are like, hey, we don't know what to do creatively. Let's give it to Doku. Go do something. And that didn't work. So now Pep moved him inside. And now you are the one bringing the ball up the field. You're the danger man. If he can just look up, knock it over to Rodri, knock it over to KDB, knock it over to Phil, maybe they can then give it to Haaland. Yes, his distribution needs to go, but from when he just got here to where he is now, such a significantly better technical player. You see he's looking up more. I wish people would give him credit that, yes, he's not a world killer, but he's not Mahrez, but what would you expect him to be? we are in trouble because we're so successful and we want to always compare things. But comparison is the thief of joy. We need this season, we just want to treble. This whole season should be vibes. We should be watching week by week and talking about, hey, this week I saw us get better in this. Hey, I saw us get better in this. We should be talking more happy. Like, be happy, people. We won the treble. We won 5 trophies.
You know what you just mentioned? Kronk, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
You know what you just mentioned that you said vibes. This season has been vibes. This season has been vibes. You're looking at the games that we dropped points in. For example, the fact that we're 2-0 up against Crystal Palace. Then for no reason whatsoever, we end up drawing that game 2-2. Chelsea come to the Etihad. Chelsea come to the Etihad in a game where we're all thinking we're winning 3 points. We were up 3-1 against Tottenham. They ended up drawing that game 3-3. We've been vibing this season and we're still in.
Conway, you didn't even mention the 4-4.
And the 4-4. This is a team.
The Wolves.
Hamza, look at the standards of this football club. This is a team that's been vibing this season, and we're still 1 point behind the leaders, Arsenal.
Yeah,
this is vibes for us. This is what a vibe season looks for us under Pep Guardiola. Which is the standards of the football club.
But that's straight. Now, listen, I'm not gonna go at, like, let's say, like, where we are right now, and I hear what Kun was saying about obviously Doku, but I just look at Doku. I'm not even gonna compare Doku because he's 21. You know what I'm saying? That was my point. Yeah, there's been so many experienced wingers that we've let gone of it. Sane, Sterling, Mahrez, all these guys. We've left so many experienced wingers, and we've replaced them with Phil Foden. I thought was going to be a winger replacement, but obviously now he wants to start playing in the midfield. So now when I'm looking at our natural wingers, apart from Doku, it's Jack Grealish. You know what I'm saying? It's Jack Grealish, and Savio's coming in the summer, but right now it's Jack Grealish and Jeremy Doku, because Phil Foden says that he prefers playing in the midfield. So this is where I say that somebody should have been there before Doku. There should have been a more experienced winger ahead of Doku right now.
It's supposed to be Cole Palmer.
So yeah, there should have been somebody there so that Doku doesn't need to get this pressure, or that he can get, maybe if he has pressure, that's fine.
You sign the G7. One thing that we have to agree, like the signing this season, I want to go around you. Out of 10, how much would you say the signing's been? Out of 10.
I mean, all of them.
Yeah,
I'll be real, man. I'm gonna say it's a 6.
I think it's a 6 as well. You know why? It is. I think it's a 6. I think when we sign, when you win a treble, yeah, you don't take that leeway. You go and sign. You got the cash now. They can't talk to you. You won the treble. You go and get greater. You sign better. Yeah. You look at yourself. You say, okay, last season I had Gundogan. If Gundogan goes, I need to get top player. Okay, fair enough. It didn't happen. Bellingham, Rice, Paqueta. But listen, I think Barella would have been there. I've given names that Barella should have been there. There's names that you could say, okay, fine. And then you look at that, you say, okay, Kovacic was good. He's good, but he's injury prone. Mafia Nunes, I don't blame him. I think he'll come good. But those signings we're signing guys from like down below, and we're trying to make them great. Rather than take players to make us greater. Does that make sense? We're trying to build those players from there to that great level. And
Hamza, that makes sense, bro. That makes sense. Well, one thing that I agree with you, yeah, I think the summer transfer window was slightly disappointing, but not from an incoming aspect, bro. I have no issues with the players that we signed incoming into the team. My issue is the outgoings. You touched on Gundogan, but bro, one thing that we do as a fan base, we forget about the other players. Riyad Mahrez, bro. Mahrez, what he done in a treble-winning team. The fact that people don't fixate on him, yeah. This guy gave us 30 GA from the bench last season when we won a treble. And the games that we could account on. Remember when we went to Stamford Bridge last season, Chelsea away, 0-0 going into half-time. Pep experimented, thought he could play Cancelo on the wing. He made changes into the second half, brought on Grealish and Mahrez. Mahrez got us the winning goal in that game. We won 1-0. We were 2-0 down to Tottenham. He comes into the second half, shushes the whole crowd who thought the fans were booing the players, but they weren't booing the players. They were just booing the performance. Mahrez scores 2 goals in that game. We win that game 4-2. He scored a hat-trick in the semi-final in the FA Cup, something that's never been done in like 100 years. Like what this guy has done from a GA standpoint, since we are lacking in terms of goals and assists this season compared to what we got last season, Riyad Mahrez provided that so much. He got more GA for us last season than Gundogan did. Fair enough, Gundogan had better performances and we could rely on him in a different roles throughout the midfield. But Mahrez, from an output standpoint, bro, we're missing a player of his caliber, bro, because he was always number one in terms of GA before we signed Haaland. We should have never sold Mahrez, bro. We should have never
but
sold Mahrez.
you don't sell too many good stars.
You don't sell. You don't sell
I
Mahrez.
believe you don't lose one or two.
Hamza, think about this. Imagine we sign Doku and you bring someone like Mahrez into the team. Doku's looking at Mahrez, training. He's training with Mahrez in the training ground.
Yep.
Then they go to the stadium. If Mahrez is starting and Doku's on the bench, who's he watching on the pitch? He's watching Mahrez.
Absolutely.
Come on, bro. Like, we messed up, man. But we got to move on.
It's tough. I know I'm with you 100% about the Mahrez. We're big fans of him on Shades of Blue. He's an assassin. When someone offers you $75 million for what, a 32-year-old winger, you gotta take it. And I feel like Mahrez, that was his one last job as a servant to the club, even though I hate that phrase. He was being like, hey, could I stay here for another season and help you guys? Yes, but there will never be another person who will offer this amount of money that you guys can handle well. I truly think, yes, he would have much rather have stayed. We saw the clips of his wife. His wife would have much rather have stayed in Manchester. I just think he just thought about the club and was like, that's a lot of money. We can go there and help the club one last time.
I think this is what it proves a point about that. That's what I believe, Frank. This summer, they've learned from it. They've realized, oh, we made mistakes. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be drawing to Palace 2. These guys, we should have been above them by 6 points.
Hey, Hamza, what we should do, yeah? Let's go.
We should have been way above this. Tottenham at home, 3-1. That's a victory. Chelsea, these are donkeys. We'll beat them 6 points. Easy. Wolves at home. You think we would have been walking this league? Now we would have been 10 points clear. I'm telling you now. This Arsenal team are not that great. They're not that great. It's because we have been so mediocre. But look at us. We're still there. We're still there. That's how Pep is so great. He's so great because he's telling people, look at me. I've had all these issues with my best players missing. Haaland injured. Alvarez played midfield. Alvarez played number 8. Alvarez played as a winger. Yeah? KDB missing. Injury, how much? Gundogan, the captain, left. Mahrez left. Laporte left. I'm able to work with that. Limited resources. Yeah? And still be there with you guys. It's laughable if you compare to Liverpool and who spent a lot of money. They spent 80 million on Szoboszlai. They spent Endo. They had to sign. How many players did they sign? Endo, Szoboszlai. They signed. How many players did they sign?
Gravenberg.
McAllister.
They signed
McAllister as well.
McAllister. Look at that. Who did we sign? And we got rid of our captain. Imagine Liverpool got rid of Van Dijk. And then they said, okay, I'm going to shop at Wolves. Kilman is my guy.
Hey, all right, yeah. Let's go through it. Yeah, let's go through it. Everyone go through how they're rating last summer signings so far. Like, everyone just go through what we're saying. Like, let's rate individually Kovacic, Nunes, Gvardiol, and Doku.
I think Nunes, is a 3-4 because he hasn't played.
Yeah.
These 3-4, he hasn't added anything to my game this season. What has he done for us this season?
And in fact, what he's done well has been playing on the wings. There was a moment where people were like, play him as a winger. And it's like, that's not how it works. He's not. Yeah, sorry. So what do you think?
The best that he's been is on the wings. I'm going to say, I think he's been like Premier League game. He's rarely even played in the Premier League. His best games for me have been in the Champions League, funnily enough, against the young boys and all that. So I'm going to give him a 5. You know what I'm saying? A 5. Yeah, what we're saying, man. What we're saying about Conway, what are you saying about Nunes as well? Because I know Conway, he's a big fan of Nunes as well.
Yeah, G7, I'm the same with you, but I agree with everything that you said. I still remember that game. Remember the Nottingham Forest game at home? I think he played across to Haaland. He got an assist for that game. He was playing in the midfield for Nottingham Forest game. I think he played really well in that game. But yeah, there's certain games where I would say, you know what, I want to see him as a left winger, sort of play that Grealish role, because him and Grealish are like the profile of those two players. They're not wingers, they're midfielders. They're meant to be playing in the middle. So I'd give Nunes a 5 as well. But yeah, I think I don't think any player deserves to get less than a 5 because it's their first season. But yeah, 5.
So Nunes 5, yeah? 5.
Yeah.
He hasn't contributed. Tell me one thing he's contributed this season, other than the goal against beautiful assist that he did against. It was in Nottingham Forest at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen away when we brought him on off the bench, he created a goal that led to Foden scoring and us winning that game 3-1. We were winning 2-1. In order for us to get a third goal, so we can be comfortable going into the second leg, that doesn't happen with Mateus Nunes, bro. You gotta give him his credit.
He's had moments. Yes, he's definitely had.
He's
moments.
had several moments. Yeah.
And then like the next match, Pep won't play him. And so that's kind of the thing that's been interesting. He comes on and he shows him Pep is real big. He's a real big training guy. You know, maybe Nunes isn't taking training as serious as he would hope. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think it will help us next year. Like, if you look at, like, you're right. One thing that he hasn't, that's why I give him 1 season, because he's come from moves the same way that Bournemouth had Ake. First season didn't do great. 2 seasons. Third season elevated. So when they come, that's why I didn't believe he's going to be a massive signing for us.
It's a big jump.
Yeah, it's a big jump. It's a big jump from fighting for relegation to a treble-winning side, one of the greatest sides ever. And then, what about Doku? Doku. What do you think about Doku? I think he's done well.
I'm high on him. I'm honestly, especially coming from the league that he was in. No hate to, but the team he was in, to again making the same jump to one of the best teams in world football. It's a super tough, and not only that, Pep was just like, "Go ahead and play. You got it. You've had like 2 practices. You're fine." He was starting almost immediately. For him to have to learn in real time, and it's small things. Yes, on the pitch, maybe he's inconsistent, but off the pitch, still to this day, I talk about it. It was within the first couple months that he joined. He was at national team practice. And they were doing like drills. I don't remember who he was doing the drill with, but it was like kick the ball into the little basket in the corner. And he won, and he turns and he goes, Manchester City. That's all I need. I need to know the players that we bring in are all in. They love this club. And you see it from the way he plays. He gives his all. He's getting his tail kicked, and he pops back up and he's like, ball, please, ball, please. That's what I want. He's so hungry for the ball, where Nunes, he gets it and he passes. We get moments of people where they're confident and everything. It's taken Phil Foden all season. We haven't had KDB. We haven't even mentioned that. KDB's been gone for a while. We didn't have Haaland for a while. The fact that we're in this position, we really should be not happy, but at least give the team more credit. Maybe, I don't know. Yes, drawing to Chelsea, that sucks, but we get everyone's best performance always, every single time, always.
So what would you rate him? Because for me, I'm gonna say Doku. I'm gonna give him a 7. Yeah, I think he's been good. Yeah, I think that he started the season way better than expected. You know what I mean? In the sense of that nobody expected him to have 5 assists, 4 assists, whatever he had. You know, and do the madness against Bournemouth. Was he even get Bournemouth? Yeah, and then to where now we're looking at him and we're like, oh yeah, the control this, the control that. That's why I think Pep has started to play more inside. He's realized that maybe it works better with other players, you know, like where they're closer to him, instead of having to be isolated and try and take on the whole team and score, you know, which is not part, which, to be fair, to be honest, if you're the only player that can really do that, you know, you can leave them over and over and over again to one-on-ones, is maybe Mbappe, you know what I mean? Mbappe, you can try and be like, okay, try and do something for us now. Try and do Vinicius, but these guys are these guys are some of the best of the best. You know what I mean? So Doku, we got to kind of remember he is 21. I do think he is going to improve, and I do think hopefully he will get a starting place. But I'd give him a 7. I'd give him a 7 because, I do think that now we in this run to the end of the season, I do think most City fans are saying that we should get Grealish back, and I agree.
Yes, I agree. Yes,
I agree.
I think you're right. I think that's important for us. Like in terms of Doku will come good, but I think this is important. Like that we've learned from like making that elite signing. Mahrez, when he came from Leicester City, he was incredible at Leicester City. You could see, like that's the difference. Like, and I think we need to sign elite players so that these guys can come and learn from elite players. Don't become like Arsenal. That's what they do.
Hamza, what's the rating that did you give Doku, bro? What's the rating you gave Doku?
I give him 7.
Yeah, I gave him less, man. I gave him 6.5.
Okay. Oh, we're doing 0.5s. I'm gonna give him a 7.
Point. I did not. It would be a 10 out of 10 if he scored that goal at Liverpool when they hit the post. I would give him 10 out of 10.
Oh, if he scored against Liverpool, oh my
if he
god!
scored against Liverpool,
I would have lost it. Oh my god!
I would have still been gritty as well, man. That's fair enough, to be fair. Now, so
6.5. I think he deserves that 6.5. Yeah.
So basically, combining all our ratings together, we're saying a 7. Basically, 6.5, 7.5, and 7.7. All right. What about Kovacic? Because Kovacic, for me, he's been the best of the lot. You know what I mean? I think Kovacic is being. I do crunk, man. I think he's been the best of the lot.
Hey, I respect it. Sorry, my face didn't say that, but I respect it.
He's only had one bad game for me this season, or one game where I was like, and that was Arsenal away at the Emirates. It was one of the games. That's when I thought, oh, maybe is this game? Can he do this in the big game? Is this? And then he came on against Liverpool and he changed the game for me. You know what I mean? He got us more on the ball. For me, I'm looking at more of an 8. I don't want to overreact. You know what I'm saying? And start like saying higher ratings, but you know what I'm saying? I'd give him an 8 because like an 8 to an 8.5 because 25 million for this guy, to be honest, and what he's produced. This is what I'm expecting from Nunes. Who's double the price. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kovacic, for his price, he's probably the best player with Rodri right now as well, to play with Rodri, that double pivot. Bernardo Silva, to be fair, I'd prefer playing Bernardo Silva and Rodri to fit in Foden, because Foden has to be in the team somewhere. But if Kovacic plays in midfield with Rodri, then you're debating who's going to be dropped out of Foden and Bernardo Silva, because Grealish and KDB will play. So it's one of those ones. It's a tough decision to make, but I think Kovacic he's people are even, a lot of us are now starting to think, should he start against Arsenal? That's how good he's been this season. So I'm going to give him an 8.
He's been good. The only negative thing I said about him was the fact that he was his history of injury record, and that's why I came out and said we need to play our full team, and we needed to get a top player who could be dominating there today. And I don't know whether a player like Lucas Paquetá and Kovacic, because he's not normally fit every single game. He gets injured, then we don't see him again. Then he gets injured, then we don't see him again. And that's a problem. So this is why we need to sign a reliable player he's been excellent. But the question is, do you rely on Kovacic playing every single game? Do you rely on him?
No,
not at all.
He'd be rotation, but for now, maybe to the end of the season, I don't mind him starting in some big games. I wouldn't mind him starting at, maybe if he played against Real Madrid away, I wouldn't be mad about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? For me, it's every single game. I don't know if he can handle that because he is quite injury prone, as you said before. He does pick up some things, but he's a player that I'm impressed by for his value. And look at what he did in the World Cup as well with Croatia. How many times and the Euros? How many times have Croatia been doing well? Everyone talks about Modric, and fair enough, it is Modric, it is Luka Modric. But who else is in that midfield with Modric? It's Kovacic, Brozovic. These are the guys as well. They're doing their part as well. So for me, yeah, man, I think Kovacic gets underlooked because of Chelsea. You know what he did at Chelsea. Chelsea fans rate him, but I don't think a lot of rivals really rated Kovacic at Chelsea. But he was probably their best midfielder apart from Kante. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got to give him credit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Kovacic an 8 as well.
Yeah,
I agree with Hamza and Giuseppe, but I'm gonna give Kovacic an 8 as well. I think there hasn't been a bad game he's had, bro. Like whenever he's played alongside Rodri in a double pivot, he's always been good. Like when we lost to Wolves, that's the first time you saw us have a pivot of Mateus Nunes and Kovacic. We never had that midfield. We went to Arsenal away at the Emirates, and we had Bernardo as our lone 6, and our 2 8s were Kovacic and Rico Lewis. Like the games that he's played were midfields that basically didn't even make sense on paper, let alone watching that on the TV or if you were at the stadium. So I think Kovacic has been fantastic, man. Like our Tottenham away curse ended because of Kovacic.
It's over. It's done and over with.
It's over.
No, I'm not worried about Tottenham ever again. Like we've done it. That's the point of breaking a curse, isn't it? Is to just be like, all right, they're another team.
That's true. You know what he reminds me of? Yeah, he reminds me of players. You don't expect them to actually be as influential on the team. I'm trying to think of an example in my head. But you don't expect for the price of it. You just bring them in and you don't expect them to be as impactful. And then they are. Like Liverpool, for example, when they bought Jota. You know, when I looked at that signing of Jota, I didn't think Jota was going to be as important to Liverpool as he is. But now Jota is probably their best striker. You know, I think he's better than Nunes. So it just shows you, man. I think Kovacic is one of those ones where I'm like,
Giuseppe, you might be alone on that one. I knew Jota was going to be where he's at Liverpool because
Liverpool
signed Jota in the same summer window they got Thiago. And my friend who's a Liverpool fan, I told him Jota will end up being a better signing. Because I just knew at Wolves the guy was a bad boy player, man. What an elite finisher he is. But yeah, I just hope that going back to us now with our club, I just hope that with the new signings that we've made, because I know we're touching on them, that they have a next season they explode and we just see them hit new levels. Because I think Doku, who we've touched on, I think next season he's going to explode. You're going to see the Doku who we saw glimpses of when he was at Rennes when we signed him, and you're going to see that prolonged out throughout next season because I think he's going to hit new levels, man. And under Pep, the sky's the limit for the kids. So you just got to back the new signings, man, and see where they go next season moving onwards.
That's cool.
The only thing. Oh, what were you gonna say?
Nah, go on, quick, go.
I was gonna say I am a little worried about Nunes and even Kovacic a little next season because we will be strengthening the midfield with rumors of Paqueta and João Neves. I don't want Pedro Neto. I want him nowhere near him and Sane. I want them nowhere near our club. No, keep them away. But I would love João Neves. Like that dude's a young baller. He would be fantastic, even though he's young. I think he would be able to start immediately. Just do the U.S. tour with Pep. He'll be fine. I really want Musiala, and I've been talking about him heavy for a year now. But I made it Twitter official in August. He's coming. He's coming. That's in my brain. Sabio.
You're on ITK, yeah? You're on ITK.
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting there. I don't know anybody, but I'm so tapped in. I don't know. Just something about him, and I just didn't really see him meshing long term with Bayern. Where would you go? Real Madrid, Los Negros. They're locked down. Like you saw, Hamza shared their whole midfield. They have too many midfielders. They're telling Modric you can leave because they already got Cruz. They got 2 old guys. They got to get rid of one of them. I'm interested to see who you guys think you're going to bring in, at least for the midfield, because I think we're going to have a really big revamp, and it's going to be really tough for Kovacic and Nunes, I think.
Do you say, Friday, can I go before you, yeah?
Yeah, bro. Go on, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. But because I just wanted to go before you just to put it out with my stance, because I feel like you guys might have something different to say. I've always been on the stance that with regards to the several players that, for example, Kronka just mentioned, and other people within our fan base have also mentioned, like the Words, the Neveses. I think John Neves might be more of a Rodri type of profile, but the Words, the Musialas, the Paquetas, and all these guys. So a lot of the people within our fan base want at least 2 out of 3 of those players, like the Words, Musiala, and Paquetas. I've always been on the stance that I don't want none of those guys, because when you're looking at our current squad and what you've actually visualized throughout the entirety of the season, who's been our best player? It's been Phil Foden. I think we do such a huge disrespect to the talent that he is, and the fact that he's Manc born and bred from our academy. And you're seeing the levels that he's put into this team this season. The way that we're disrespecting Foden, fair enough, you might not be insulting him by including his name in a sentence while you're speaking about him in a negative manner. But when you're talking about Musiala coming into the squad, the Words, the Paquetas, and all these guys, and you want 2 out of those 3, then where does Foden come into the 11? Where? Foden will be the guy that takes the keys off Kevin De Bruyne when eventually Kevin De Bruyne decides to laces up his boots and be like, all right, cool. I'm going to say you're the guy now. From a creative standpoint, because Foden has proved that this season, whenever he's played in a midfield role, we haven't lost a game this season in all competitions when Foden has played in the central areas. This is facts. And this is why I don't want none of these players, because I know the guy that wears number 47 for my football club is better than all of those guys. That's just my opinion.
That's very fair. Incredibly fair, honestly.
I hear that though with Foden. Now it is a very sticky situation, but for me, until like the next thing I was gonna go on to was how do we think about Gavardio's season? What do we think about Gavardio's season?
Oh, well, if you're gonna keep it moving, I actually want to retort what he said about, not retort, but I want to like add on to not adding on, because respect to Foden, which I do want to respect to Foden. We're gonna lose Bernardo. Like, I believe that's like everybody understands that we're gonna lose Bernardo. Again, we already are like so on Kovacic. He's gonna be a year older. He's not a starter at least. KDB, he's another year older. And Club World Cup, that is a giant competition now that we're going to be in. There's a whole extra game in Champions League. The point system in Champions League rates you based off of the players you play and the ways that you win on top of it. And that can move you up and down rankings. The gamification of what they're about to do with Champions League, I think it's going to make things really weird. Also, I think Cheeky and our office staff, they're gonna have to sit down with Pep and be like, look, I understand that you want a small thing, but here's 2 or 3 extra players that you supposedly didn't want, but they are incredibly talented. You're gonna see them as in practice, and it's gonna make your life more stressful because you're gonna have to tell people that they're gonna sit, but we won't lose. Now we can take the Carabao Cup seriously. Now we can take all these extra competitions very seriously because we have so many players who could start every match. But when you're playing 6, 7, 8 competitions, baby, I know I'm being a little hyperbolic in this moment, but when you're playing in all these competitions, if you're able to take it serious because you have an abundance of wealth, then let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's embrace this evil empire that we're supposed to be.
Nah, Kronk, you're right. We need a bigger squad next season. You're 100% right. But I'm saying, when people say that we need multiple players that play within the same area that Foden plays in a pitch, then I feel like we don't need that. You look at our squad here. G-Certified touched on this earlier on the thing with natural wingers. But I slightly disagreed on him when he mentioned Grealish, because I don't think Grealish is a winger. He just plays on there because Pep gives him a set of instructions. But Grealish applies it to the absolute T whenever he's on a football pitch, because he knows what Pep wants when you're playing on that side. But Doku's the only winger that we have within our whole squad. You look at the entire other teams within this league, you've got a club like Aston Villa who have a bigger squad depth than we do. And we are a team who's won all these trophies over the past couple of years. And this is only
but then we're told that we can't get a bigger squad because people get angry. Yeah. I don't understand that.
No, we need a bigger squad, bro. I'm just saying the areas that we need to look within our squad are the wingers. We don't have enough wingers within our squad. Grealish, to me, a lot of people in our fan base criticize Grealish, but the people that's on this panel, Hamza, G-Certified, Crunk, we defend Grealish. Grealish to me is someone that should be in the central areas on the pitch. He's not a winger, bro. When we saw him excelling at Aston Villa is when he was doing those runs while he was in the middle. We have Mateus Nunes, Kovacic, Rodri, Rick Kaluric, who in my opinion is also a midfielder. Bernardo's a midfielder. Foden is a midfielder. Doku's the only winger that we have. So we need to buy wingers this summer, bro. We need wingers.
What wingers are you talking about?
Bro, I need a Nico Williams. You're looking at other wingers that we could potentially get. It could be a Rodrigo. I don't really mind, bro. Like, we just need to get the right wingers that are going to come into this team and do a job for us.
Last year, people were saying Mitoma.
No, I don't want Mitoma. I don't want Mitoma.
People look silly now by saying something like that.
Remember Mitoma? Everyone wanted Mitoma last season.
People get so over his thesis on dribbling. Did you read his thesis on dribbling? Oh my God! People
Hamza, do you know why? Do you know why I never wanted Mitoma? Because there's been several players within the Brighton team that have had a good couple of months, but then all of a sudden they go missing. Like, what's that guy's name? Buonanotte. Other Brighton players' names. Like, they have a good couple of months, then they go missing. There isn't enough examples of Brighton players who are attacking players who you can bring to the starting 11 and have them play consistently. Trossard is a bench player for Arsenal. He doesn't start ahead of Martinelli. Trossard plays on the bench for Arsenal. He doesn't start ahead of Martinelli, Jesus when he's fit, Havertz when he's fit, Saka when he's fit. So when you're buying a player from Brighton, they play on your bench. They don't come in the starting 11.
I would take that. Someone said, would you take a Dingra? No, I'll never take a Dingra. I will not take someone.
No, I wouldn't take a Dingra. He comes on the bench if he's coming to Manchester City.
Pedro Neto?
No.
No.
There are talks between the City. You heard that João Mendes tried to offer and Neto for Bernardo Silva.
Which I don't understand that, because they reportedly want 100 million for Pedro Neto, but they only want to value Bernardo for 50. But you're trying to give us two players, so I don't really understand. I just assume it would be a straight swap for Bernardo, and because I don't even know where would that money go. It's just an agent trying to get all of his players paid and happy, and I respect that. That's what every manager or that's what every agent should be doing. But Pedro Neto, in the 21-22 season, he played only 13 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. He had 3 yellow cards though. Last season, 18 games, 0 goals, 0 assists. Wow. This season, 19 games.
I agree with Crunk. I would not take Pedro Neto even if he was on a free. But you see that question on the chat right now. That's one player I forgot about. Kivicha Kvaratskhelia. If we're a serious club going into this summer transfer window, Hamza, we sign Kivicha straight away. You give Napoli whatever they want, you bring that player to the club.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you for nailing his name like that. I've never.
He's one of my favorite players, bro. I like
bro. Kvaratskhelia.
He's one of my favorite players, man.
He's top. He absolutely.
He's great.
He's physical. He's strong. But which side? He plays the same side of Grealish, is it?
Yeah.
No, but he's a winger, Hamza. He's a winger.
Yeah.
So what do you mean
Grealish? Grealish, to me, he's a number 10. Grealish is a number 10.
So you then put. See, I like that kind of big squad. I like that kind of
big Hamza, squad. We need a big squad.
I don't mind having Kvaratskhelia. I go Grealish. I go KDB. I go Bernardo. Because I know I'm going to eat good. I'm not scared who's injured. You see? That's true. That is a signing you need. And he's only, how old is he? He's 20. He's young.
I think he's 24, 25.
Yeah, he's 24, 25. Yeah, he's young. And
23. He's 23.
He's 23.
23. So yeah, bring him.
You are.
Come on, bro.
Those are the names that we should be signing.
Number 1 signing.
If they got him and Paqueta in the summer, that's a fantastic signing.
Him, Paqueta. I don't want to go too crazy in the midfield, and then Neves. So there we go. Let's get a defensive midfielder in there.
I agree with that. And Savio. Don't forget about Savio.
Well, he signed already, right?
Exactly. Then we know we're eating good for many years. You see, Kvaratskhelia 23, Alvarez young, Haaland young, Bernardo Silva 28, but Grealish is there, Foden is there. You see, Rodri is there, Paqueta's there, Vardio's there. You're eating good. You don't need to be stressed about injuries. And then you ship out Calvin Phillips. You ship out Sergio Gomez. You see, you ship out another player that you might not need. And that's
Cancelo,
more
we still have to send Cancelo.
Cancelo.
We aren't getting any money for Cancelo, man. He's gonna sit. He's gonna go on loan for 4 straight seasons and leave on a free. Like that's what's happening.
Do you know what club I would sell Cancelo to? If this club get enough funding that they can get in terms of selling their players, Cancelo should go to Chelsea. I'm telling Chelsea, give me 60 million for Cancelo. You can take him. We can actually finesse Chelsea. We can finesse Chelsea. So I think that's something that we can try and do, because we need
like
at least a player of Cancelo's caliber, who, by the way, is still a world-class player. We need at least 50 million for him.
He'll play wing and he'll play thing.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll play any side. He'll play wing. He'll play right. He can play midfield for them. He can play left back, left. But I think PSG is the place. But PSG.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Like, could you imagine having to face Palmer, Sterling, and Cancelo at least twice a season?
Yeah.
That'd be so annoying.
Yeah. Would you consider selling? Someone said John Stones in the summer because he's injury prone. But who's gonna buy him?
And who are we gonna get to replace him?
Yeah, you can't sell players like that. You keep them. You keep players like Stones. You keep players like Stones.
Yeah,
because they're elite. They're elite players. They'll get you to the top.
Stones is arguably our best centre back. You know what I mean?
You have to keep him. You can't. Once you lose him, then you lose it. Kvaratskhelia, Paquetá, fantastic. You sign those two, then I know Kovacic can be there, Paquetá can be there. But who can be rested for Rodri?
This is why we need João Neves. We need João Neves.
We need João Neves.
How
and
good
he's
is João
20.
Neves for Benfica?
Oh, he's a star, boy. He's a star. Like, yes, watch a match. He pops. He pops.
He like in terms of ball progression, in terms of what? Playing the ball. How good is he, would you say?
I mean, he's a oh no, you got it.
Nah, thanks, man. Thanks. If I was gonna describe him of a player, bro, I think the guy has the stamina of a Fernandinho, but then he's got the technical ability which allows him to dribble literally from his own half leading to the final third. The guy is literally a 6 that can also play as an 8. He's like a shorter version of Rodri, but he's got so much potential and growth to the point where, bro, there's going to be games where we're going to have João Neves playing as our lone 6. I think he's that type of player. If we don't get João Neves, Hamza, you've talked about another player, plays for Real Sociedad, we can get Zubimendi as well. Like, there's several options that we can get in the market because we need a big squad going into next season. Because we're the only top 6 club currently, and alongside Tottenham, they don't have a bigger squad compared to the other teams in the Premier League.
Yeah, I liked him before. I think the style, the mental attitude.
He's a baller.
He's quick, he's passing, he's tackling. He's brilliant. I think he's brilliant. He's fantastic.
I'd be looking at what they call a Bruno Guimaraes. That would be the one I'd be looking at. Obviously, that would listen, I'm a huge fan. I think that it depends on the price for me. Obviously, I think they would kind of do what they did with Declan Rice and overcharge.
100 million. Yep.
That'd be the only problem with that deal.
No, I think Guimaraes he's got a release clause. I think he's got a release clause of 90 million or something.
If he's got a release clause for me, we should.
And they need the money. And they need the money, so they can't do any. They can't help us out at all. I'm with you. He would be fantastic because he could play a Rodri, he could play a KDB, he could be a jack of all trades for our midfield. Yeah, like you said, that contract, that release clause. And specifically, he's mentioned something about that basically I'm here to stay. Like, he kind of said something very similar like that last week. And I joked a couple of weeks ago when we played Newcastle that Pep told him, "Hey, yo, I tried. You're not going anywhere." And you've seen him kind of speak out a couple of times about he's not going anywhere. And I'm pretty sure even Pep said something very similar, that they can't afford to lose him, basically. And yeah, another 100. Do you want to deal with that whole Jack Grealish stuff again, with paying $100 million for a player and he not be amazing?
Yeah.
That is the risk.
Yeah,
I seen another question as well, Hamza, man, as well. Someone said, where is it again? He was asking something about...
Actually, I got to get out of here if that's all right. But thanks for having me on, Hamza.
In 4 minutes, yeah, I'll just be finishing 4 minutes. And then tomorrow will be available tomorrow again. If you guys are let me know same time we'll be available. Then I'll jump you on you guys again. To talk
Yeah,
about
I'll see what I'm up to. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, that's fine. But with me, anyway, I'll preach. But the question was, and big of Crunk as well. Make sure you follow as well, man.
Yeah, big up,
follow Crunk, guys. Follow him.
Big up.
Crunk finish. Appreciate you guys. See you guys.
Thank you so much, Crunk.
See you, bro.
See ya.
The other question was about Declan Rice. Would we have signed Declan Rice in the summer? Is that a regret? A regret? Because for me, listen, I know that obviously I think Declan Rice already had a deal in place with Arsenal. So I think no matter what we did at that point, he probably would have already went. But I do think Declan Rice in this team, bro, listen, if I had Declan Rice too, we would have won. We would have won it all again, probably. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably have won the treble again.
I think he made a mistake. I think he's very naive. I think he's naive. Like if Pep come for him, players like Pep, when certain managers come for you, that you just have the opportunity. You're lucky to play for them. Like the CV that you're gonna have from a manager like that is elite. It's no jokes. Playing for Arteta is nothing.
Yeah, Hamza, but I don't think he was going to risk that, bro. I think Declan Rice, he's a player he's so family orientated that he was never going to leave London. Like he was going through, his wife was pregnant at the time. Everything that he's ever known in his life is in London. So I don't think he was ever going to leave. So making the switch from East London to North London is very easy compared to East London to Manchester, bro. So he was never going to leave. But I think that's something that we just got involved in for no reason whatsoever. Because I knew from day one he was going to Arsenal. And I don't think we don't regret.
But I think if Pep had talked to him, then he would have. But I think there's Barella there that we missed out. I think if we wanted players, I've even thought about it. I was like, Gundogan, man, I need to have a chat with you, man. Why did you do us that bad, man? Left us late like this. You know what I'm saying? Made us like not having anything. Like we didn't go for anyone at all, but because he decided until the Champions League they was gonna leave, then it made it harder for us to try and get a replacement. But I think another player that I've been talking about that, but I think he's not ready. That River Plate youngster, Franco Bastoni. He's good. He's good, but he's for the future. He's elite. That boy is. I'm hearing now circles. Real Madrid are now circling.
Hamza, do you think he's better than Echeverri?
Yeah, he's very good.
Do you think that boy is better than Echeverri?
He's a very good player, man. He's standards, bro. Bro, he's 15 years. He just turned 16, and he's dominating in that number. Real Madrid have already gone last week, flying there to talk to him. They're ready, and that's how elite he is. If he goes to Madrid, it'll be too much pressure on him. But he's fantastic. Him and Echeverri are cooking for River Plate. Whenever you hear River Plate, whenever they play, you see River Plate fans, they talk about him. And I don't know whether we're allowed to sign a 16, 17-year-old. He's gonna be a star. He will be better than this minor.
You know what it is, Hamza? Whenever Real Madrid are around the player at 16,
early age, 16.
You've got to look, because man, this Endrick guy apparently scored for Brazil tonight as well. I don't know if that's true.
They don't. Madrid don't do. They know that Franco. He's a top player. Franco Masur. He's at his age 16. He's strong. He's tall. Yeah. He's comfortable on the ball. He can progress.
He can play.
And he's only turned 16 now. He's only 15 years old. 3 or 4 months ago, he turned up. Now he's so good. Everyone who won Argentina, they talk about this boy. He was so impressive for the youth team. When he was like 13 years old, he was playing for under 20. That's how good he was. So City is lining him up, but I'm here in Madrid are also interested in Barca. We're lucky Barca don't have money. Because if Barca had money, they would have gone for players like that.
100%. Even Haaland, they would have went for Haaland if they had money.
Absolutely.
But, what are you saying? To close the show, what about we do? I think maybe we do at all time, as it is a City thing with a podcast, an all-time City 11. You know what I'm saying? Out of players that we've seen. So it doesn't have to. We don't need to include Colin Bell and all these guys. Just our players that we've seen. Yeah. What do you think, Hamza and Conway? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, bro. Let's go.
The best City team that we've ever seen. In goal, Edison goes in.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, I'd agree. But Joe Hart, it's close with Joe Hart. It's close.
Edison goes in the way he distributes the ball, the way he's elite.
Nah, bro. I think it's Edison, but I think Joe Hart deserved respect. Like, he's got the most Golden Gloves in the history of the Premier League, and the guy's got 2 Premier League titles. So I think he deserves respect. He's a very good goalkeeper for us. But yeah, Edison,
Yeah. Kyle Walker, right back, or would you guys put Zaba?
Walker is the best in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, he's probably the greatest right back of all time.
I agree. This is where it gets a bit tricky, though. Left back. This is where it gets tricky.
Left back.
Do we decide to do it inverted? Get a centre back as a left back? Because then probably Nathan Ake, Kolarov.
Cancelo there.
Yeah, Kolarov.
Clichy.
It's gotta be, if it's just a natural left back, then it's Kolarov. But then if it is just like, if you can just put like a centre back there, I think I'd put Ake. I think I actually would put Ake.
Ake will win you the Champions League. I think Kolarov was good. He's good assist. His free kicks was amazing. He's brilliant. But I think after the treble, Ake, the way he was elite last year, I think he walks in.
Yeah. But if I'm putting a fullback there, it has to be Cancelo, man. I know he's had issues with the club, the players, the manager, and whatnot. But yeah, Cancelo, man. Because I still remember that goal he scored from last season. Remember we played Southampton at home. He literally took the ball from Edison, ran through all the players from left back, and he scored a goal by himself. I don't think any of the other players we listed do that, man. But yeah, I like Cancelo. Yeah, Cancelo.
So Cancelo, Ake, and you know what, man? It's hard, man. Yeah, I'll have to choose out of the 2, because listen, I think Kolarov has done more for City than Cancelo, Conway. I think so. I think Cancelo had the higher peak, but I think
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree.
But I'm gonna say Ake. I have to put Ake, but I'd put Kolarov, but then it would just be a tie. But
I think Kolarov is fantastic. Cancelo is disrespected, but you're right. It's a hard one. I think I'll go for Ake because the way that we've sustained that.
Zinchenko?
Oh, no chance.
No chance. No chance.
That guy's a criminal, man. That guy's a criminal. Cost me the Champions League. Madrid.
No chance.
Centre backs.
Company and Diaz.
Stones, Laporte, Diaz, and Company.
Company and Diaz for me. Company, I think, is 100%, and then it's just who's playing next to him.
Yeah. Company and Diaz, you think?
Nah, not Diaz for me, no.
Stones for you.
It's hard. It's very hard for me. It's very hard. But I think after this season, I'm going to put Diaz. But currently, it's going to be Company and Laporte for me.
Okay. Laporte, that's actually a shout. It's a shout.
Yeah, because Laporte, I can never forget about what he did for us in the 21-22 season. And even the seasons before that, the fact that we maintained and beat Liverpool to the Premier League in the 18-19 season. Like, people were saying him and Van Dijk are the best defenders in the Premier League. Like, it was Laporte and Van Dijk. So I think Laporte deserves huge credit.
The thing is, as we said before, Joe Hart had 4 Golden Gloves. And for me, the main reason was because of Company. So for me, Company would be Company, and then it's hard, man. Stones for me, I would have said Stones, but Stones is injuries for me. So I've got to put Diaz, because Diaz is available nearly every game. I think debut season, I've never seen like a defender have a debut season like Diaz did first. That was he was amazing.
Incredible. He won the Premier League Player of the Year that season.
Premier League Player of the Year. We've never lost the league title, Hamza, with Diaz as well. and Conway.
Yeah.
We've only finished.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah.
We've never finished out of a semi-final in the Champions League since he's been here as well. We've always been semi-final or final. So I'm got Diaz, man. I love that guy. When it comes to just defending, man, this guy, when it comes to defending, I think he talks the company, you know. But that'll be a conversation for another day.
Yeah. Imagine we had signed Van Dijk that year.
Yeah, that would have been mad. That would have been crazy.
Who won more league titles, Laporte or Van Dijk?
Laporte.
Laporte must have won 5 or something, or 4.
No, he's got 4. He won 3.
3?
Yeah, he wasn't there in the Centurion season though.
He was.
Nah, he didn't. He joined in the summer, I think. You know, kind of.
Then January.
No, we signed him in January.
I mean January. Yeah, that's it.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 Premier Leagues.
Yeah, joined January from Bilbao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was part of the Pep era, man. He joined January. I remember he joined January.
No beard. He was just there, bro.
We signed him in the transfer window. 57
I didn't think
million.
Laporte was going to be as good as he was, you know.
Oh yeah, Hamza's right. He joined January 2018. Yeah, I thought he joined January in 2019.
That's when I was like, yo, we have to sign in January. People say we don't sign January.
Yeah. I thought we signed him in the next January, but yeah, you're right.
Van Dijk was the one we lost it, man.
So Hamza, who are you putting? Who are you putting at centre back?
Centre back. I'll put Company and Stones.
All right. So listen, comments. We need the comments. Yeah. Choose either
Company and Stones or Company and Diaz.
Yeah. So Stones, Diaz, or Laporte, because Conway said Laporte. So Stones, Diaz, or Laporte. Let us know, man. Let us know.
All of us 3, we picked different names.
Yeah, man. All 3 of us. What about midfield? Are we doing a 4-3-3?
Yeah, standard 4-3-3. Yeah, standard.
Standard, yeah. All right. The midfield 3, the DM, Rodri or Dino, man. I know who I'm picking, but you know what I'm saying. You guys might disagree with this one, but
now it's Rodri, Yaya, Fernandinho, Gareth Barry. Gareth Barry sits on the bench, man. Yo, no, you're not going.
Barry was a good player for us. He was a good player.
Yeah, but who do you pick? So, Fernandinho or Rodri?
That's hard, man. That's hard, man.
You have to pick one.
If I had to pick one,
Nigel de Jong, I forgot that one.
When I say Nigel de Jong.
Oh, when the young goes sliding.
Yo, we were elite, man. We've been eating for a long time.
We've been eating for a long time.
But Rodri, man, Rodri is just that I'll never forget with Istanbul. And I know it can't just be one moment.
That
it
moment,
isn't just one moment.
As one of the greatest moments, yeah, completely.
Bro, I've got to put. You know what it is? It would either be Rodri or Dino for me if it's just as a DM. But I think
Rodri and Yaya together.
All right. But
I don't have Rodri or Fernandinho.
Seriously?
Yeah. No, because I have to respect. What came before them, and I have Yaya Toure, and my other. If we're doing the rest of the midfield, I have Yaya Toure, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what it is? Toure, man. It's basically what we're saying, Hamza. Well, actually, you guys have both said Toure, so Toure is in.
Yaya and Rodri.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I'd say Rodri too. So we've got Yaya and Rodri, which means Silva De Bruyne has to miss out.
Yeah. Oh, then you got, bro, that's what I'm saying. Yaya, Rodri, Fernandinho, and then you have to choose between KDB, Bernardo, David Silva. Oh,
you know, for me,
midfield hurts for us. Hamza, midfield hurts for us here because if you think about it, our second option of midfield 3, not the first, but the second option would be better than Liverpool's greatest ever midfield in Premier League history. Our second midfield. Like if you put Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, we're forgetting about Gundogan. If you put these guys,
oh my God, you're kidding me.
It's a headache, bro. It's a headache.
They just come from everywhere, man. Oh my days.
we have the best midfielders that's ever played in this league. Like the ball. You look at Chelsea. Chelsea have had Ballack, Lampard, but the number of midfielders that they've had throughout their club's history in the Premier League, it's not better than the midfielders that's played for our club. It's not. We have Kevin De Bruyne, Yaya Toure, Fernandinho, Rodri, Gundogan, David Silva, Bernardo Silva. Who else is there? I'm missing a name, bro. I know I'm missing a name. But we have so many players. That's nearly 8 guys I name. I can put 10 midfielders there, and Liverpool, Arsenal, and all of these clubs can't do the same. They can't.
You know what? Yeah, because if it's just on what they've done for the club, Silva has to be in there. But for me personally, what I would have done is Rodri, David Silva, De Bruyne. That would have been my 3. Yeah, and then that would have left Toure out, which would have been a problem because of what he did in the FA Cup that carried us in the Premier League. So now I'm in a dilemma. So to be honest, I just can't leave out Rodri. I just feel like Rodri, he'll be remembered as our most important player behind KDB.
Greatest midfielder. We'll go down like greatest DM.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Do you say, Hamza, you guys are talking facts, yeah? Because even I am punching myself saying, why did I not pick Rodri? Yaya Toure just gave me so much memories as a young fan. But with Rodri, like the guy hasn't lost the game for 60 games in a row.
Remember, it's the greatest. Yeah.
Hamza, 60 games in a row, the guy hasn't lost one game in no competition.
Hey, but I'll compromise, yeah. It'll be Toure, Rodri, and then we've just got to choose out of Silva, De Bruyne. But for me, KDB, is our greatest ever player. So it has to, for me, I'm double.
Yeah,
put my hands down.
Oh, why didn't we play KDB right wing?
But that's
let's do that for you. You know what? Let's do that.
You can't leave David Silva. You can't leave David Silva.
You can't leave David Silva. No
you
way.
have to play David Silva, and they play together.
He's the best Spanish player in the Premier League.
We'll just do the rules just this because it is our all-time 11 to be fair, so we do need to get them all in.
Jeez,
man. We'll do Silva midfield, KDB right wing. And then left wing. Sterling, man. Raheem the Dream. It has to be.
Raheem, Bernardo.
Tevez, maybe. Maybe Tevez.
Tevez is more of a striker for me.
You see where we came from? And then now we're in with Doku and all that stuff and Nunes and all that stuff.
We had at one point we had Carlos Tevez, Edin Dzeko, Balotelli, Aguero. All different attacking options. But now this is why we need a big squad, man. We need a big squad.
We need a big squad. No jokes, man. I don't want to see names I've never recognized in my life. Ever. In there. They should go on loan. Sane is there.
Sane is there, yeah. Obviously, because we can't, like, obviously, I know a lot of people will also be like, oh, yeah, why are you guys not saying Sean Goal and Bergovic, but and that Stephen Island, all these guys, but come on, man. You know, we're talking about the quality.
What are we saying about Samir Nasri?
Not in this.
I mean, Arsenal, man. Don't try it. This is not Arsenal Football Club.
No, but he won 2 Premier League.
There's levels in it. Real Madrid will be drooling out.
But Samir Nasri was a quality player.
I'm going to give you one of that for Luis Figo, man.
Yeah, man. I seen someone say, somebody say Sean Wright Phillips. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Hey, I respect to Sean Wright Phillips as well, but when we're talking about the likes of Sane, Sterling, Tevez, you know, this is different.
Oh, look how beautiful we had, man. I feel like crying, man.
We're forgetting about one guy as well, Mahrez.
But we've said, Conway, we've put KDB right wing now. So we can't play Mahrez left wing. I don't think Mahrez ever played left wing for C. At least KDB played right wing.
No, move De Bruyne left wing. Remember, I think there were certain games in De Bruyne in his first season, a couple games he played on the left wing. Like
Sterling, Aguero.
That would be down bad. All right, but okay. Conway says Mahrez.
That team was mad.
For me, I think
you know what? I'm gonna go Sterling left wing. Sterling left wing. That's it.
It has to be Sterling. You know what it is about Sterling? I think that because of the way he left, you know, and the team that he joined, I think we're a little bit sour as a fan base.
Breaking news: Rodri scored the winning goal for Spain. Spain beat Brazil 3-2.
I'm doing a TikTok on that one. I am waiting to do that.
Rodri scored the winning goal for Spain. Rodri scored the winning goal for Spain. Spain beat Brazil 3-2.
Yeah?
A guy was struggling against Onana, Andre Onana and Tillemans, yeah? And got dunked by Brazil. And my guys here winning teams for Brazil against Brazil. Come on, man. I'm depressed. I'm going to have to do a TikTok on pretending I'm crying, man.
Big up Rodri, man. Big up Rodri. But yeah, G7, if I'd carry on, bro.
Hey, big up, man. Big up Rodri as well, man. I've seen him 9.2 rating on SofaScore as well. So
he's man of the match. He's man of the match.
Man of the match.
That's the level to this game. Busquets step outside now.
Hey, I told you guys, this Rodri, man, I had to put him in. But yeah, man, Sterling, you know what it is about Sterling? It's because of the way he left. You know what I'm saying? And people keep telling me about Leon, and I hear it. People keep telling me about his misses. But I'm sorry, yeah. Sterling, yeah, even though he missed against Leon, the way we defended against Leon that night, yeah, the way that we played at 3-5-2 and the goals we conceded, we deserved to lose that game. Yeah. We can't even deny, yes, he should have scored, but there's been many games where the defense has equally let us down just as much as the forward line. Yeah, but we don't talk about it as much.
But you say that Leon game, as a fan base, I think we need to disregard what we did in that Champions League season. Because Bayern Munich won that Champions League, and hardly everyone forgot about the fact that they won the Champions League that season, bro. You know what people would be saying if we won the Champions League that season? Oh, you guys won when you only had to play one-legged knockout fixtures. Yeah. You won the Champions League in an empty stadium. You did no parade. Well, like, if the fact that we got knocked out of the Champions League, it doesn't hurt me that much.
It doesn't.
Well, it doesn't hurt me that much. It doesn't.
The beat hurt me, man. Bro, we've been through pain in the Champions League, man. Oh, man.
Hamza, do you know what hurt me? Do you know what hurt me?
You know what hurt me? No one's gone through the pain that we've gone through. Hamza, how did you feel when you saw that Sterling goal against Tottenham ruled out? How did you feel? That one hurt me. The Tottenham one hurt me. But Leon did not hurt me. He didn't.
Now, the Leon one, I was angry, but Tottenham, that one broke. Like, listen, I really cried about that game. Hey, I had a few tears in my eyes. I can't even lie, man. You know what I mean?
I think we could win the Champions. We had chances to win the Champions League. That's why it was meant to be. This is why. We just, I think our team was just, look at Sam's jealous.
Yeah, Sam's cool.
Tell Busquets to step outside. Busquets doesn't lead Spain. Yeah, like this, dunking on my country, Brazil. You see, I'm depressed now. I feel like crying. Because Rodri just become an enemy number one in Brazil now. Every Brazilian kid is watching here crying today and saying, oh my God, this is painful. This is a team. And then Hussam had the audacity of putting bomb that struggled against Andre Onana. That was picking fights with Andre Onana today. And Tillemans was dunking on him. And Bellingham had to rescue a draw for them. And he lost against Brazil at the team of the season. Team of the season. What a failure! This country is full of failures, man.
And can I say something? Yeah, Bo, have you noticed? There's a lot of people. You go on Twitter, for example. Everyone's doing team of the season. Like they did one halfway through the season. Now they're doing one during this international break. They're hardly including any Manchester City players within this team, and we're the only team that's currently still on the run of doing back-to-back trebles, which is insanity, bro. The fact that they're not including any City players, and if we win something by the end of the season, they're going to say, it's normal, you should have done it. But you're not including any of our players into the team this season.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm running that. I'm running that game.
Hamza, we're underdogs. I'm with you now, Hamza. We're underdogs.
I'm underdog in that.
I agree with you, bro. We're underdogs.
None of my players are good enough.
We're bringing the baby Simba back out.
Absolutely.
Man, to be fair, if we do a back-to-back treble, everybody lock off and let everybody run away, because the spaces, the conversations we will be having, it'll be uncomfortable for some, man.
Do you say if we do back-to-back trebles, do you know how unbearable I'm gonna be?
Bro, I'm saying with the greatest team
on all the Twitter spaces, and even outside of the road.
Are we greater than Brazil of the 70s as well?
Bro, I'm saying we're better than Barcelona 2009 to 2000.
No. We're going to be the greatest football team of all time. We're going to be the greatest football team of all time.
Hey, I'll never let anyone walk outside without wearing a jacket and stop. Excuse me. Can you look at that bag? Yeah, what is that? Everyone that's walking
Hey,
past.
facts.
Yo,
Facts.
Back
telling
to
you
back.
now.
No team has ever done back-to-back
bro,
trebles.
we'll go in history. The whole world will love us. Liverpool fans would throw their shirts down, burn it, and say, "Forget that shit, man. They lied to us. They lied to me." All
Hamza, they're gonna boo. They're gonna boo Jurgen Klopp at the parade. They're gonna boo Jurgen Klopp at the parade.
For one Premier League.
They're
You know
gonna
what
boo that
Sam's
guy.
gonna do YouTube on.
They're gonna tell him, go
Liverpool
back to
anymore.
Germany with your fake veneers. They're gonna boo.
Hey, Pep Guardiola doing fist pumps at Wembley.
That's what I'm saying.
But you know what it is? That's why I say, for me, there's only one competition where I'm worried of. I think we can win the FA Cup. Yeah, now Liverpool are out. But I know the derby will be hot. But the FA Cup, I think we can win. Champions League will be difficult. But if we get past the semi-final, which I think we will do, then we can play Atletico Madrid, which still would be tough. Atletico or Barcelona. Hopefully Barcelona, because I think that would be a little bit more open. But the Premier League, that's the one, guys. That's the one that could slip away.
That's the toughest one. That's the toughest one.
That's the toughest one. That's the one where if we are not consistent, we will lose it. So that's the one that we need to try and win. But that's going to be the hardest for sure.
That's the hardest, I think, because you're fighting Liverpool. Liverpool's the one.
Liverpool. Hey. What we're saying about the striker though, to end it, man.
Haaland. Aguero or Haaland?
Aguero all day.
Yeah, it has to be Aguero still.
No, it's a hard one, you know. I don't want to say any comment, lad.
Hey, Hamza, I know what you're gonna say.
Man. I know, man. It's painful, man. I don't know what Aguero or Haaland. I know. In my heart, I want to say, but Aguero was good, excellent. Haaland's excellent. Aguero would win you games that you're thinking shit, that you're thinking bloody hell, But the question is fitness. He'll win you those games. You see?
Yeah, but to be fair though, I think if you're just talking about right now, my first striker is definitely Aguero. But
I don't think guys think about the caliber of player that we signed, bro. We signed Sergio Aguero after he dunked on an Inter team that just won the treble in the Super Cup. Atletico Madrid beat Inter in the Super Cup, a team that won the treble. Then we signed him in his first season. Comes off the bench against Swansea, scores 2 goals in that game, and in that same season we won the Premier League. Where do you know how we scored that goal against QPR? Like he could have actually just went on the ground, take a penalty.
The QPR, bro! If that goal didn't go in, we're finished.
We're finished.
9-3-20.
Bro, imagine that would have been mad. That would have destroyed us, man, bro. Mentally, imagine how many players would have thought, "Oh my god, we bottled it." We would have been the biggest bottlers in history.
Hamza. You know, if you were on,
Hamza's not gonna cry, man.
Nah, but let me just say this about Aguero. If you was on Twitter yesterday, people were talking about Thierry Henry not stepping up in big moments. But I've seen Aguero score 5 goals in the space of 20 minutes against Newcastle. I saw him miss a sitter against Chelsea at home, which was an easy tap-in. Then a couple seconds after that, score outside the box. In that same game, he scored a hat-trick. This guy has the best per goal per minute ratio in the history of the Premier League. Till this day, Aguero has the most hat-tricks in the history of the Premier League. He's scored the most goals by any foreign player, surpassed Thierry Henry by way less games in the history of the Premier League. He's the greatest striker this league has ever seen. Like the most underrated, the most underappreciated player, because people want to talk about Alan Shearer, Van Nistelrooy, Thierry Henry, all these strikers, they're all bums, bro. They're not talking to Aguero. No chance. 5 Premier League titles. Show me what they have. They're not talking to him, bro. He's the greatest number 9 the league's ever seen.
For me, Aguero is he's our best striker, and he's the Premier League's best number 9. But what I'll say is that there's never going to be another Aguero, and that 93-20 goal, no matter what happens, he'll always be iconic. Like for me, when I look at the goals, the most important goals, I always say the most important for me is Dickoff. Yeah, you had to get out of the Division 3. You had to, because the club would have went bust.
Yeah, facts. That's the most important moment in the history of our club.
Exactly. But then when you're looking at the Aguero and Rodri moment, if you're talking about prestige and heritage, Rodri. But if you're talking about importance, Aguero's 93-20, what it did, the way that changed, the tables turned, it's such an important goal. So Aguero will always have that. But what some people will say is that Haaland he's starting to climb up. I've seen a few stats the other day that Haaland is basically 7 goals from Aguero's all-time Champions League record. that apparently, and this is at City, but also with Dortmund, to be fair. And then I'm also seeing the hat-trick thing. Aguero has 12 hat-tricks. Haaland has 4. So he's already.
Nah, he's got a long way to go for the hat tricks. I think he's got a long way to go for the hat tricks. I was scared that Harry Kane was going to end up breaking them, but thank God he went by it.
Thank God, man. Hey, but what I'll say about Haaland, I think will definitely outscore Aguero. If he stays 5 years, he outscores him. But then it's just who's the better player. For me, Aguero, I think, will be the better player. Haaland will definitely need to try and learn that part of the game. You know what I'm saying? That possibly what Aguero could do, scoring from all different angles and, hold up play, everything. But Haaland, he's coming. He's coming. Let's just say
the sky is the limit for Haaland. There's still way more to come from him. Way
more to come. And is that true, guys, by the way? Hey, Hamza, we can't hear you.
I said that Paquetá just scored.
Hey, yeah, I've seen more comments.
Scored already.
Hey, listen, Cheeky, I hope you're watching. That's all I'm saying. I need them to do a dance. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Do this dance, samba moves, and bring them to the Etihad. Because when he arrives, we're turning the Etihad to the Fiat-Ihad. We're having fiestas every day. We're gonna listen. Hamza's from Brazil, so he's gonna bring the Brazilian heritage to the Etihad.
Come on. Paquetá and Rodri are arguing, but they know they're going to be friends soon. Huh?
Yeah, they're going to be friends soon.
Yeah. One's captain. Both of our future players are playing. One is our current player. He's captaining Brazil. No, Spain. Our player. And our future players for captaining Brazil. Big up, man. Leaders. That's what we need.
Bro, don't forget, guys, without Rodri in this game against Brazil, Spain lose this game, by the way. Like, I was watching the game, Hamza, while I was talking to you guys. Rodri has been phenomenal. He completed 90 minutes, finished the game, captained that Spain team. And, bro, now he's going to come this weekend and play against Arsenal. This guy is the best player in the world. Bro, Rodri is the best player in the world, bro.
That's give Ballon d'Or, man. You know what? I'm because of Declan Rice, I'm not supporting England this summer, and I'm supporting Spain because of Rodri.
I hope England get knocked out. Do you say
but England just knocked out?
I hope England get knocked out.
Hey, man,
guys, thank you very much for today.
Big up, guys.
Tomorrow, if you guys are interested, tomorrow.
We'll
big up, Hamza. Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you.
Big up, man, Conway. Big up, Hamza. Yeah, just let me know, Hamza, now. But I'll definitely try and join
tomorrow. We'll do it definitely 8 o'clock. I'll do a stream 1 hour. 8 o'clock, 8 to 9.
Nah, I should be back by then, so my camera will be on and everything. So we'll definitely sort that out tomorrow.
Guys, like and subscribe, follow all these guys. Big up everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll talk about Arsenal Man City build up.
Big up people, man.
Big up.